The next move in this war may not be a strike, but an invasion. Kharg Island, the artery of Iran's oil, is now in Washington's sights. Seize it, and you choke Tehran's economy. Marines are moving. Plans are on the table. So does reopening Hormuz mean occupying Iranian ground? Tensions are escalating as Washington weighs its next move in a widening conflict with Tehran, with one strategic location now at the center of high-level military planning. The Trump administration is actively considering options to either occupy or blockade Kharg Island, a critical hub for Iran's oil exports, in an effort to pressure Tehran into reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The narrow waterway remains a vital conduit for global energy supplies, and its disruption has already sent oil prices surging worldwide. A source with knowledge of the White House thinking told Axios,
"We need about a month to weaken the Iranians more with strikes, take the island, and then get them by the balls and use it for negotiations."
Kharg Island, located roughly 15 miles off Iran's coast, is responsible for processing around 90% of the country's crude oil exports. Control over the island could significantly weaken Iran's economic leverage in the conflict. However, such a move would also place US forces directly in harm's way.
He wants Hormuz open. If he has to take Kharg Island to make it happen, that's going to happen. If he decides to have a coastal invasion, that's going to happen. But that decision hasn't been made.
The possibility of deploying ground troops is under serious consideration. Several Marine units are already en route to the region, with additional reinforcements being discussed. A 2,500-strong Marine expeditionary force is expected to arrive within days, alongside 2 more units of similar size. These deployments signal a significant buildup of US military presence in the area.
We've always had boots on the ground in conflicts under every president, including Trump. I know this is a fixation in the media, and I get the politics, but the president is going to do what's right.
At the same time, alternative strategies are being evaluated. One option under review is the imposition of a naval blockade to prevent oil tankers from accessing Kharg Island, thereby restricting Iran's export capabilities without the need for direct occupation. Pentagon legal teams have reportedly been consulted to assess the legality of such actions. Despite the strategic importance of Kharg Island, some defense experts have raised concerns about the risks involved. Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery told Axios such a mission could expose US troops to an unnecessary degree of risk given the uncertain upside.
If we seize Kharg Island, they're going to turn off the spigot on the other end. It's not like we control their oil production.
Recent US airstrikes on the island have already targeted key military positions, described by officials as both a warning to Tehran and a preparatory step for any potential escalation. President Trump himself suggested that the island's defenses have been significantly weakened, though he stopped short of confirming any imminent ground operation. The broader conflict has already extended beyond initial expectations, with the crisis in the Strait of Hormuz forcing delays in diplomatic engagements, including a planned presidential trip to China. As the situation evolves, the stakes continue to rise, both militarily and economically. While Washington has not yet committed to a definitive course of action, the focus on Kharg Island underscores the strategic urgency of reopening one of the world's most critical shipping routes. Whether through force, blockade, or negotiation, the next move could prove decisive in shaping the trajectory of the conflict. The conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran is entering a more intense and technologically complex phase, with the use of advanced bunker-buster bombs signaling a shift in how the war is being fought. On March 17th, the US military confirmed it carried out strikes on Iranian missile sites near the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global energy choke point. According to US Central Command, the operation targeted hardened facilities along Iran's coastline that were seen as a direct threat to international shipping.
Hours ago, U.S. forces successfully employed multiple 5,000-pound deep penetrator munitions on hardened Iranian missile sites along Iran's coastline near the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranian anti-ship cruise missiles in these sites posed a risk to international shipping in the strait.
US officials later confirmed that the weapon used in the strikes was the GBU-72 Advanced 5K Penetrator, a modern bunker-busting bomb designed to destroy deeply buried targets. Unlike conventional bombs that detonate on impact, bunker busters are engineered to penetrate layers of earth, rock, or reinforced concrete before exploding, making them particularly effective against underground facilities. The use of such weapons highlights the evolving nature of the conflict. Iran has invested heavily in building fortified, underground missile bases designed to withstand standard airstrikes. These hidden installations form a critical part of its military strategy, allowing operations to continue even under sustained attack. The Strait of Hormuz has become a focal point in this confrontation. Iran's decision to restrict access to the waterway in response to US and Israeli strikes has raised concerns about global energy security. Nearly a quarter of the world's maritime oil supply passes through this narrow channel, making any disruption a matter of international concern. The GBU-72, developed by the US Air Force and operational from 2024, combines a penetrator warhead with GPS guidance, enabling precision strikes against hardened targets. It represents a newer generation of weapons designed to overcome the limitations of earlier bunker busters. For context, older systems like the GBU-28 were capable of penetrating significant depths of earth and concrete, while even more powerful variants, such as the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, have been used in previous strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. Each of these weapons is costly, with estimates placing the price of a single bunker buster at around $288,000. While the US targets Iran's underground infrastructure, the conflict continues to escalate on multiple fronts. In Israel, an Iranian missile barrage struck areas near Tel Aviv, including Ramat Gan, where 2 people were killed, according to emergency responders. The attack brought the total number of fatalities from Iranian strikes to 14. As both sides continue to exchange strikes, the use of advanced weaponry underscores a broader shift in modern warfare. Increasingly, military assets are being moved underground, and the battle to neutralize them is shaping the trajectory of this conflict.